Asbestos may be tightly regulated in the U.S., but at present it has not been officially banned. An attempt by the Environmental Protection Agency to do so back in 1989 was overturned in a federal court in 1991, acting under corporate pressure. A bill to ban asbestos was put forward by Senator Patty Murray in 2002, but was stalled in committee for 5 years. Following the shift in power in Congress resulting from the 2006 elections, Senator Murray reintroduced the bill. The Ban Asbestos in America Act is scheduled for a floor vote in the Senate sometime in the fall of 2007. In the meantime, asbestos is still an ingredient in nearly 3,500 different products, including floor tile, linoleum, and related adhesives. Part of the reason is due to legislation known as the Grace Rule. This is federal legislation written not by Congress, but by lobbyists for the W.R. Grace Corporation, essentially stating that if a product contains less than 1% asbestos, it is legally asbestos-free, allowing asbestos corporations to continue making profits with a product clearly shown to be detrimental to human health. There is a fair amount of controversy over what types and amounts of asbestos constitute a health hazard. There is certainly evidence that the concentration of asbestos fibers has a great deal of bearing on how quickly respiratory disease develops. For example, mesothelioma, a rare form of cancer that attacks the pleural, pericardial, and peritoneal linings, usually has a latency period of 20 to 50 years. However, at least one of the first responders to the attacks on the World Trade Center, where nearly 5,000 tons of asbestos insulation was used, developed mesothelioma and died from it in less than 5 years. There was a study done in 1987 indicating that cement plant workers exposed to one type of asbestos, serpentine or chrysotile, ran a slightly lower risk of developing mesothelioma than those exposed to the other type known as amphibole. The difference between serpentine or chrysotile and amphibole, tremolite, amazite, and chrysotile fibers lies in the fact that the former are softer and curled like a spring, whereas the latter are rigid and needle-shaped. One study, done in 2003 by a Swiss toxicologist, claims that serpentine and chrysotile asbestos fibers are actually harmless. The study was performed using laboratory rats and appeared to show that these fibers somehow break down inside the body and/or are expelled after a number of days. These reports can be found on websites of the Chrysotile Institute and the National Insulation Manufacturers Association. On the other hand, a study actually performed at the Mount Sinai Hospital School of Medicine demonstrated that chrysotile fibers are indeed mutagenic, meaning that they can and do cause healthy tissues to become malignant. The vast majority of medical authorities agree with the latter. Dr. Philip Landrigan and several colleagues from Mount Sinai Hospital and Dr. Joseph Ladau of the UC San Francisco Medical School state, clinical and epidemiologic studies have established incontrovertibly that chrysotile causes cancer of the lung, malignant mesothelioma of the pleura and peritoneum, cancer of the larynx, and certain gastrointestinal cancers. These physicians note that chrysotile is 2 to 4 times less potent than chrysotile or amphibole asbestos in its ability to cause malignant mesothelioma, but is nonetheless as equally deadly when it comes to causing lung cancer. In short, the safe asbestos argument is a proverbial straw man, designed to lull consumers into complacency. The facts overwhelmingly prove that there is no safe level of asbestos. The linoleum and floor tile products are usually non-friable, meaning that they do not produce dust. However, as such products age, they are liable to become friable, prone to crumbling, which in turn can release asbestos fibers into the air. Linoleum and floor tile installers should be aware of this when replacing aged and worn flooring.
Thank you for watching. This video was produced by Asbestos.Net, a leading resource on all aspects of asbestos and mesothelioma. Our priority is to inform victims about the devastating effects of asbestos exposure, mesothelioma, asbestos cancer, asbestosis, and other asbestos-related diseases, and to advise them with a wealth of information. Individuals whose lives have been touched by mesothelioma have numerous questions and concerns. Their caregivers and family members also need accurate, reliable information. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos cancer and need more information, we invite you to visit and explore the thousands of pages of oncologist-reviewed material on Asbestos.net, to call our convenient toll-free number shown below and speak with a mesothelioma specialist, or to use the simple contact form found at Asbestos.net to request a free copy of our informative books, custom inserts, and DVD. Asbestos.net. Information and help for patients and families.